G'day, Michael. Welcome back to this special edition of The Bias Opinion. How's it going over there?
Special edition. It's
Ah,
it's going good. It's middle of summer. We've got a heat wave at the moment, so it's really hot. But every day I'm on my bike and I'm enjoying it.
so on the weekend you're over at, now I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly again because of my Aussie pronunciation. Nantes?
Nantes, yes, no S.
Nantes. No S. Nantes. All right, I got there. For the French National Championships, what were the standouts there?
Yeah, it was a awesome weekend. Obviously, you got to see the World's Track. I got a ride on it the weekend before I was at the European Champs. So I've been watching a lot of racing, and I'm eager to race myself. But I think the standouts at the French Nationals and Elite, obviously Sylvain. He's done 4 in a row now, which is it's unreal. It's ridiculous, to be honest, with the field that they've got. The way the day was going, yeah. I mean, you're stupid to count Sylvain out, but for him to win from lane 6 was crazy. So he's definitely a standout, and yeah, the under 23 men as well. They've got a really deep field. Hugo Marzalek, who's just recently won the European Champs, he's not even going to the Worlds for France just because their field's so deep. So I was impressive to watch those boys as well, and just the whole weekend was really cool. The way they ran the event with the time trials, the prize giving, the crowd was crazy. It was just, I was very privileged to be there, and I enjoyed watching it.
Did you do any interviews or anything while you were there?
Not for the French Nationals. I just kind of soaked it in, and I was with my club, helped out where I could with some riders, and I just enjoyed it, to be honest.
You said Sylvain won his 4th national championship. Who won the women's elite?
Camille Meir won this year. I think that was her first national championship. She did a really dominant display. She had a solid lead on the rest of the girls, and there was a few tricky points on this track. The first jump being one of them. It was quite long. The lip was quite flat, so if you could clear that, it gave you a good sort of lead. And then also the last jump, which was, I think a lot of people have seen the last jump. It was a little roller up to a big roller, and if you could clear that, it certainly gave you that extra little bit before the finish line. So she was doing both of those very comfortably, and she had a solid lead in the final.
So being able to sit back and watch racing at the caliber of the French Championships, did you pick up anything on the track that you may not have noticed if you just rolled up and started riding yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I've always thought that when you ride a track, you get a feeling for it, but you never know how it's going to race until you kind of see it. You can guess, but there's always a few things that stand out to you when you actually watch racing, and there's certainly things that I picked up and I'll take into the Worlds, like little things that you notice that happen in racing. So I'll take those for myself into Worlds, and yeah.
I've noticed quite a few of the European tracks lately have had real tight corners. How does this one look?
Yeah, the corners are right, actually. Like they certainly have enough banking and bowl for our speed. Like we don't ever feel like we're going to go over these corners or be in threat of being pushed over. Like they're so well shaped. The only thing that I kind of don't love is there's like a little bit of flat before them, which kind of sends us all into the same line. It limits your moves or choices in the corner. So after the jump, just goes a little bit flat into the bowl. But no, the corners are really good, and you can really like rip into them.
So do you think you'd be looking over your shoulder for the Colombian or the South American dive bombers?
No, hopefully they're looking over there.
So it's not going to be too wide open. You think it'll be, not like a Shepparton. You think you'd be able to carry that speed and.
Yeah, it's a very fast track. So I think if more than ever, if you're in that first corner in a good position, you're going to be able to hold on to it. There are a few sort of places on the track, as all tracks, you can make some mistakes. So I think as long as you are smooth, smart with your line choices, you should be right at this track. But I don't think it's going to be too wide open. I don't think so.
What do you reckon is going to be the trickiest part of the track?
So I've just seen that they've changed the first jump, maybe something else on the first straight. So that was going to be a really tricky one. But the first jump was kind of quite long and flat. So if we get a little bit too eager or too hungry, we're going to case it. So I was going to say that was going to be quite a deciding point in that race, to see who gets that first corner in the top four. But other than that, I think the second straight, like, it's really big, but we come in really fast. And it's the same thing. If you get too excited, too hungry, you're going to come up short and lose all your speed. So I'm going to say the second straight.
People who follow you on Instagram might have noticed you did a no pedal lap and made it look pretty easy. Would you say the track is easy for a World Championships track?
Well, last year we had the Worlds at Papendal, and I've done the same at that track. So I wouldn't say this is an easy track, but yeah, certainly not a track that you get there. And I'm speaking on myself here, but you don't get to the track and you're not scared to go jump the jumps, because I guess the jumps are shaped so nicely. Like, that's one thing I can say about the track. Like, every jump is shaped perfectly. There's nothing that's too steep, or scary. Everything's shaped so nicely, which gives you a little bit of confidence to hit it for that first time. But no, it's a super fast track. The jumps are big, shaped nicely. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy, especially compared to something like Papendal or a different track, which I feel is easy.
I guess there's a big difference between, say, me trying to ride a track and then watching you. You make things look too easy, then I'll try something that I probably shouldn't try. Um, what about yourself? How are you feeling going into these World Championships in comparison to the past few years?
Yeah. In terms of the World Championships, which in my head it's just another race with a different name, but um, if you look at how I've been feeling compared to the other years, and yeah, it's really good. Last year I spoke about it so many times, but I didn't even touch my bike for it, so that was rubbish. And this year, obviously, moving to Europe 4 months ago, and racing and training, so yeah, really good. But like I said, it's just another race, and I've done lots of those this year, so it's going to come into it feeling as good as I have been all year, and see what I do. The only difference is that you kind of only get one shot at the Worlds. There's no, you don't get day. You do get day two, hopefully, because they run up 2 days, but you don't have two chances. That's the only difference, really.
So each round is an elimination, is that what you mean?
Yeah, so they run it the same as the World Cup. So they're going to have on Saturday the first round, the last chance qualifier, and then I think if we have eights, they'll run the eighth final as well. And then on Sunday, it's just going to be the quarter semi-final. So obviously, getting into Sunday will be good, and then letting it all out on Sunday.
So it's more like an Olympic rundown, isn't it? Because World Cup's all in one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except, yeah, the Olympics, they do the 3 quarters, 3 semis. So we're just going to do one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so they've adopted the World Cup format. Last year at Papendal, they still had the 3 motos going into the 8 quarters, semis, final. Maybe it was just into the quarters. So yeah, they've adopted the World Cup format, last chance qualifier, and the single elimination.
Have you heard much from the rest of your New Zealand team?
They're all over here, which is good to see. They're all over here. They're all training. Have I heard much from them? Just normal, to be honest. Just normal. Yeah.
I noticed you had a bit of interaction with some of the Aussies that are heading over to the Worlds. It must be good to actually just kick back and just, I was going to say talk shit, but I don't know if I can say the S word.
Yeah. Really nice to have the guys from CTD over. They obviously distribute Inspire and Pride in Australia, and they came and visited us at the factory, and we had a barbecue. Renaud Blanc came, which was really cool. He's such a nice, humble guy, and that was a really cool evening. And I rode the track yesterday with those guys as well, so that was cool to have some familiar voices around, and yeah, speak normal speed, and it was good to have those guys here.
Who would you say would be the people to watch in racing for not this weekend, next weekend?
An elite,
Mm.
I think there's so many. Obviously, Neek is reigning world champion.
Do you reckon? He might be a little bit rusty? He's been off the bike for a while.
No,
That's Nick, isn't it? He's quite.
He's a natural, and it looks like he's been training hard, so he'll be ready to go. And he more than anyone else knows how big the World Championships is, and he's obviously won it a few times. Two,
Two,
yeah. So yeah, he'll be ready, and I think if you win the French national champs, you're also going to be a contender. So I think all those guys, Sylvain, Pills, Joris, Romain Mayu, Eddie, Jeremy, I think all those guys, to be honest, have a shot. They all have a shot, and there's going to be Colombians, Arboleda. There's going to be so many guys that are putting their name in their hat. So we'll see, but it's always upsets as well. So we'll see.
Do you reckon Bethany might be able to do the back-to-back?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. She obviously just won the European champs, and yeah, we'll see, because the girls' field's really stepped up in the last few years. Obviously, with Zoe Classens winning her first World Cup, then backing up the next day in Papendale. Laura's always on form, always on fire, so she's going to be in there as well. And yeah, I think the girls' field right now is super strong, and you can't guess who's going to win.
It'd be interesting to see how Elise goes. Her results have been a bit up and down these past few months. She's been pretty quiet, actually, hasn't she?
Yeah, she hasn't done a World Cup this year, so I
No.
was counting on her actually coming, but I guess it is the world. And if she does come, then yep, she's in the mix as well. Going to be good. Good to see Lauren as well, and she was riding good at Papendale, so she'll be. This track kind of suits her. It's fast. You have to be smooth, and really use your speed off the corners for the straight, and that's what Lauren's really good at. She's good at carrying her speed, and she's super smooth. So
Lauren seems to get faster as she gets older, so I can only imagine her at that track.
There's a few jumps that if the girls can jump, get a good backside, it's going to certainly help for the next straight and that corner as well. So I think that suits Lauren. So we'll see how she does.
It's a shame to see Saya had to pull out, Saya Sakakibara. Everyone knows how quick she is, but these concussions she's been getting have really been setting her back, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's BMX. I think people need to, I guess, treat their concussions like a broken leg or something. It's you've had an injury, even though that maybe you feel all right, you can move around, you still need to have time off. And I guess she's doing the smart option by sitting it out, even though it's hard. It's the world champs. It's the biggest race of the year. I was talking with Renault the other day, and we were kind of listing every elite and junior world champ is back as far as we could go, and it just shows how important these races are. You go down in the history books, so it's really hard, I guess, to miss it, especially if you feel okay. But I think she's doing the smart option and thinking about her future.
What kind of interaction will people be able to get with you? Would they see you at the Frenchies Inspire booth at the Worlds if they want to come up and say hello, or are you going to be busy with other things?
I don't know. I think I'm an easy person to come say hi to. I'm always around and happy to talk to anyone, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if it's 40 degrees during race week, I'll probably be back at the hotel chilling. But I wanna watch the Challenge Worlds as much as I can, so I'll probably come down, be at the Frenchies booth. Obviously, if they've got Inspire and Pride there, I'll be hanging around. You can come talk to me, or yeah, I don't know how the week. I don't know how I don't know where we're going to be compared to the challenge riders and stuff, but I definitely want to be down, see all the Kiwis and Aussies again.
Yeah, I did
Guys,
put a schedule together. There's like 3 or 4 days of challenge classes, so there's a lot of time out in the sun. 3 days.
yeah, I think we've got practice on Wednesday, Thursday, which the challenge is still riding, so that'll be
Yeah.
cool. I'll just maybe go early and watch some finals and see some people. But I've seen Kai's going to come over for the Worlds, which I haven't seen him since Bathurst, so that's going to be
Oh
really cool
wow.
to see Kai again. Really cool.
Does that mean Martin's doing the timing?
I'm not sure if Martin's coming. I think maybe. I just read Kai's Instagram. He said he's going to come over and do a few different. I think go to England, somewhere else, and come to Worlds. So that's going to be
Oh,
awesome to see.
nice.
Yeah. So it's not that I guess convenient if you're in Europe. Like it's on the very west west coast of France, and it's like a 4-hour drive from Paris the other way, like away from Germany and all the other countries. So it's cool that Kai's making the effort to come watch, and I think there'll be so many people that will love to see Kai. I'm one of them.
He's still a superstar, isn't he?
He is. He is very much so.
Very inspiring. Um, can't think of any other questions for you, Michael.
Perfect.
Any words for any of the challenge riders? Any inspiration that you can provide them and advice?
I guess I'd probably give them the same advice I give myself. Just go have fun. The training's been done. The work's been done. You can't change that. So just enjoy the week leading into it. Enjoy the practice. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just have as much fun as you can. Soak it all in, and yeah, I guess try and learn from it. If you're not getting the result that you were hoping for, try and learn from it and come back in a few years or next year, whenever you can. Go to your local race and try and use your experience that you learned at these world champs. I think these worlds are going to be some of the biggest we have. I mean, it's in France. It's in my opinion, the biggest country in the world for BMX. So it's a cool opportunity, and just yeah, have fun.
Just talking about the future. Have you decided whether or not you're going to Colombia for the World Cup yet, or is that still too far away? You are
Yeah,
going.
I'll go. I've got my tickets booked, so I don't see why not. Yeah, I've always wanted to do like a whole World Cup season, whole European Cup season, and I've never done it. So this year will be really cool to do the whole season, and I think just the consistent racing will it's going to leave me in a better place next year coming into the season, confident of a full season.
All right. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to seeing how you go at the World Championships. It's a big good luck from us at ECI TV, and looking forward to maybe doing a wrap up after the event and having a bit of a chat with you and discussing some highlights and lowlights and all the rest of it.
Sounds good.
One question for you though: will you be doing any interviews, or are you just going to focus on your racing and then see what happens?
Yeah, I'll just focus on my racing, and it was cool to do some interviews the other week in Dessel for the European Champs, but the only reason I did those is because obviously I can't race. I'm not European, so that was cool. But I'm a racer, and I just want to race. I'm not something cool that I can do when I'm not racing.
Yeah.
This weekend I'm just gonna have fun on my bike, and maybe someone can come interview me.
Well, hopefully. Um, I'm sure we would if we were over there, but we'll have to leave that for another time.
Yeah. No, cool. We'll talk to you after the World Team.
All right. Thanks, mate, and good luck.
Thank you.